Oh God.
I don't see nothing. Oh, I was wondering what that was.
Okay, inshallah, guys, we're gonna get started. I had to log in on the social platforms. Okay, here we go. Ina alhamdulillah wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulallah. Welcome to another session of our Hadith class. And we're studying a Hadith from the book entitled The Divine Hadith Qudsi. This book and all the other books that we're studying from can be purchased from www.atleonline.com. And the book that we're using for our Tawheed class entitled Know Your Lord, that can be purchased on Amazon.com. But all the other books are on atleonline.com. And please, guys, this book only costs $7. It should be a part of every Muslim's library, because what Sheikh Atlee did was he took the authentic Hadith Qudsi and put them all in this one book. Well, not all of them, but he put over 100 Hadith Qudsi, and they are all authentic in this book. So, and he also gave the meaning and explanation of the Hadith, and also lessons to be learned. So every Muslim should have this as part of his library. It's great for you to review with your children. And so today, We'll be studying Hadith number 50. I'm trying to think. Did we cover 49? I think
No.
because it's talking about swearing. Didn't we discuss swearing by Allah the other day? That's what I'm saying. It must be a different Hadith.
Yeah, this one's different.
Okay, yeah, okay. So it's 49. Hadith 40, 48 or 49? 49. Hadith 49. So let's look at Hadith number 49. It's narrated by Abu Huraira. He said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that Allah has said, swearing does not bring to the son of Adam anything that I have not already written for him in his fate. But swearing is imposed upon him by the way of ordainment. Through swearing, I can make a poor man spend of his wealth. In other words, this very terribly translated. But what this hadith is saying is basically that nothing can change the qadr of Allah, not even your oaths. Just like your supplications, the Qadariya are the ones that teach that your supplication changes your destiny. This is not true. Your supplication is part of your destiny. And just like your supplication is part of your destiny, so are your oaths. Allah knew that you would swear to do something. And Allah knew that you wouldn't keep it. So he already wrote it down in his book and what your punishment would be. But believe it or not, just like there are Muslims who say that your supplication changes your decree, they'll say that your oaths do too. So that's what this hadith is basically saying, that even when you swear to do things, it doesn't already change what I've already decreed, because I already know whether you're going to keep your oath or not. I knew if you're going to keep it before you were even born. The final outcome is in your book of deeds already. So that's what this hadith means in better English. A lot of these hadiths are just translated horribly, and that's why people twist them around. So we understand from this hadith that making oaths to do something, especially conditional oaths. A conditional oath is when you swear that if this happens, I swear I'm going to do that. If I get that promotion at my job, I swear by Allah that I'm going to give $1 million to the mosque. That's a conditional oath. And that's what this hadith is addressing, the conditional oaths. If I lose weight, I swear I'm going to fast every day of the week. You know, don't put conditions to an oath. And by the way, even the conditional oath does not change the decree. Allah knew if you were going to keep it or not. He's already written what your punishment is going to be. Okay? So we learn from this hadith, be careful making oaths, particularly conditional oaths, because Allah doesn't like that. And also everything that happens was already wrote to happen 50,000 years before anything was created. Nothing escapes the knowledge of Allah. Okay, and by the way, the only people that make conditional oaths are stingy people anyway. People that have problems with greed, because if you got $1 million, you should give it now. Why wait till you get a promotion? Okay. So this is another hadith that we need to ponder, how nothing can change the qadr of Allah, not your supplications and not even your oaths. So what do you guys think about this hadith? Let's share, open the floor for discussion. How does this hadith impact you? Anyone, go ahead.
You know, this left me feeling kind of doomed. I'm not really clear on when you say that there's nothing that can change. I mean, how does a person, how do you view life? But I know you can't say Allah done already decreed it for me. It ain't no use in me doing nothing. But from what you said right there, that would make a person say, what's the use? It's already been decreed. So I'm kind of
That's
confused
the
on the
same
thought
problem you've
thing.
had since you first came to this website 30 years ago. And what did we talk about the qadr of Allah? Guys, the only way you should view the qadr of Allah is this. Everything that happens because Allah knew it would happen. Ain't nothing you can do to stop it. That's it. Okay? What's the use? You're gonna do whatever you was decree, what Allah knew you was gonna do anyway. When we talk about the decree, we're talking about Allah's knowledge. He knows what you're thinking. He knows what you're gonna do. He knows if you're gonna fail or succeed. So nothing escapes his knowledge. So when it comes to the qadr of Allah, this is how most Muslims end up unbelievers. They don't understand it. And so what I tell you guys, the same way I tell you with the other stuff, Amina, just look at it like this. Allah knew what you would do, and he already knows if you can do it or not. So don't think you're fooling him, basically. That's what this is saying.
That don't make no sense to me. I mean, what does that?
I don't know why it doesn't.
That does not. I mean, where does that leave me? I mean, yeah, I know Allah knows everything, but what about how?
This is talking about making an oath. You know what an oath is?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if I get $1 million,
something.
I do this, I do that. Allah already knows.
Okay, but wait a minute. Let me explain this hadith. This hadith is talking about making oaths. A lot of people will swear that if something good happens to them, in turn, they will do something else. And then when the thing happens, they don't do it. Or the thing may not happen. Okay, yeah, and they stuck with that oath, because what's the penalty for swearing an oath? You got to pay the expiation for that sin. But what this hadith is saying is Allah already knew that you wasn't going to keep your oath. So you ain't fooling him. You still got to pay the expiation. Pay the expiation. You shouldn't have said it. That's what this hadith is talking about. This hadith is not really addressing the qadr more so than how we need to be careful swearing to do stuff that we don't know we can do.
Right.
Why would I swear I'm gonna give you $1 million if I get a job when I don't even know if I'm gonna make $1 million? That's what this is doing, discouraging us to not do that. And as far as what you're asking is about the regular decree, what's the use in trying? Because you don't know if you going to paradise or hell.
That don't make no sense to me, Layla. Go ahead.
Why come it don't make sense?
Because you're not telling me. I know Allah knows. And I know that I have free will, and he not going to stop me from doing nothing.
So listen.
Go ahead.
You don't know if you going to paradise or hell. So since you don't know, then you live your life striving to get to where you want to go. Okay. If you want to go to hell, then give in to your desires and just don't care. But if you want to go to paradise, do the deeds that'll take you there.
Right.
You understand? Okay. That's the qadr. That's all y'all need to understand about the qadr. The prophet said the people that say what's the use are the hypocrites. And you are not a hypocrite, girlfriend.
I know I'm not no hypocrite, but I'm not clear.
That's how the way
go ahead, Layla.
Let
me get clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, for you to compute it in your brain.
Right.
Just say, I don't know what's going to happen to me in the hereafter. I don't know if I'm going to be in paradise, and I don't know if I'm going to be in hell. So since I don't know, boy, I know I want to be in paradise, so I'm going to do my prayers. I'm going to stop lying.
Right, just do the things.
Cheating.
Right. Okay.
Allah knows what you're going to do, but you don't. So that's how we view the qadr. Everybody understand that? Since none of us knows, even me, I don't know where I'm going. That's why I spend all my time in my house. I don't leave this sucker unless I'm going to the store or something. I sit up here day in and day out giving dawah because I don't know what's going to happen to me, but I know I'm scared of that grave. I'm scared of that hellfire. So I'm just going to not try to figure it out. I'm going to say, Allah said, do this. Allah said, do that. I'll be his robot.
Right.
Now, if you're a person that don't believe in God, you'll be like Jay-Z and them. You'll think you God and just do your drugs. You'll have your children worship you. because you don't believe in Allah, but you do. So just do obey him. That's all.
Yeah, okay, them the words I'm looking for, because
Yeah.
that other stuff about I know Allah, no, but I'm talking about what do I
You
do
don't
in
know
order.
nothing. So
I
since
just
you
do
don't
what
know
it is that
nothing,
he said for me
if
to
you want
do.
paradise, if you
Right,
don't
just
want
do what I'm
paradise, then
asked to
don't do it.
do, and don't worry about it, because
Right.
I don't know no way, but he does. So
He
that's what.
does.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I
That's
got
it.
it. I think
Y'all
I
got
got it.
that?
I got it right now. I think.
Yeah. Just do your thing, girl. Leave the part about Allah knowing out. Just, I don't know nothing. So I'm just going to do what I got to do, man. But if I don't believe in God, I'm going to be like, man, I don't believe in that crap. I'm going to go out here and get me a man, smoke some dope, do my thing, and call it a day. Just do your thing, people. Okay, anyone else? Go ahead, Brother Noor.
This hadith is amazing because we as humans, we don't know anything that's going to happen to us in any given moment. So we just have to do our best to represent our deen and keep moving forward in life.
Exactly. Like he said, Fresno, Jesse, we don't know. Allah knows, but we don't. But if you want a good ending, just do good deeds. Just that simple.
That part right there.
Because if you a person of paradise, that's what you're going to do anyway. If you a person of the hellfire, you won't do them. So just do your thing. Yes, go ahead, Zarina.
Mashallah. So when you a person's swearing by Allah to do something, they're basically saying that they know they're gonna do it. So that's what you're saying? Because I'm not accustomed to swearing. Like I'm not.
No, well, you don't swear, so you ain't got to worry about this.
I'm like, what is that? You know, like who does that?
This
But I
is
mean, people
talking
do
about
it. Yeah.
people who swear by Allah. That,
Okay.
oh Allah, if you, I'm applying for a job. I don't do this either. It's not part of our culture. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. It's not African American culture. So that's why this hadith doesn't compute with African American people. We don't, because
SubhanAllah.
their life was so oppressive during the slavery days. And to America is such an oppressive society and racist. This is not part of our culture. But this was part of the Arabic culture. Before the prophet came to teach them, to call them back to Islam, they believed they were superstitious people. They believed in shooting arrows. They would say, I'm going to shoot an arrow. If the arrow goes up straight, then that means I'm going to go shopping today. But if the arrow goes crooked, I won't. It's a sign. It means I'm not going to go shopping. So this is for them people. And so then after Islam, people start bringing that into the religion. If Allah lets me go shopping today, if it doesn't rain and I get to go grocery shopping, I swear I'm a fast for a week. Then it rains, they don't. It's the same thing. It's not part of African American culture. So that's why y'all can't relate to this. But the bottom line is, because we don't swear by a lot of do stuff, you know. But the Arabs, if you listen to them speak, everything is wallahi, wallahi, wallahi. That's what the word wallahi means. I swear by Allah. I swear by Allah. I swear by Allah. The Arabs are always wallahi this and wallahi that. That's their culture. So here the prophet is letting them know whether you keep the oath or not, Allah already knows. You need to be careful swearing what you gonna do if something happened. The prophet was trying to break them away from this superstitious belief that they had that carried over into Islam. Okay, so that's what this is about. But since you don't swear by Allah, you ain't got to worry about this hadith. Yeah, go ahead, Samira.
Oh yeah. I'm too in the same camp where I don't do he's maybe about twice in the last 20 years. I don't even know. But I would think that when you think of the cutter and your ability or disability to swear, that say I wanted to make a certain improvement in my life, which I'm constantly improving. So if it's already, since it's already written at the end, then it's already determined that I will or will not make that improvement. So why compromise and swear when it's fruitless? It's already done. It's already said. It's
Yeah,
already
exactly.
done.
That's what the prophet is saying.
It's fruitless.
You don't, in other words, he was telling them, y'all ain't got to swear to do nothing. He was trying to break them out of this. That's why swearing is not encouraged in Islam. We should never swear unless you have to prove a point. Because this was the prophet trying to break the Arabs out of this bad habit that carried over from before Islam. Okay, so the Arabs can understand this hadith well. They can relate to this. Okay, but for you guys in the African American culture, this ain't part of y'all culture. Okay, so that's why y'all like, what is this guy? I ain't got to. Yes. Anyone else? Go ahead, Zaytun.
The wallahi thing happens a lot in the Somali community too, that people say wallahi to make it believable or for you to believe them. Like I had a reason something that this hadith reminds me of, like people make promises and they say stuff they would do, not knowing if you're going to reach there, which is why I was like, how are you going to say you're going to do this when this happens, when you don't know if you're going to get there?
Exactly. And remember, the Arabs originate from out of Sana'a. So the Somalis are Arabs, really. But the Arabs originated from the Somalis. So yeah, that's their y'all's culture. That's y'all's culture too. Okay, but it's not African American. That's why Amina and them have a hard time with this. Okay, but yeah, so the bottom line, to swear, Islam discourages swearing, period. And if you're gonna swear by Allah or don't swear at all. And when you make conditional swears, you really have to be careful. That's all this hadith is saying. It's really to discourage. Like I said, the Prophet did his best to discourage the Muslims from doing this. Yes, go ahead, Mina.
Yeah, I was just going to speak on it. So just for the clarification, I understand what you're saying, but so it's just good for you just to say if you have something and keep your word. Other than that, it's basically you're going to have to answer to Allah because of something. So I kind of get what you're saying, but
that's
I always
what the
say
Prophet
that.
told him too. And this hadith is part of a long hadith. And that's what he told them. Keep your word. That's all the same hadith. Your word is everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. Don't swear to do things that you don't know if you can do. The Muslim is upright. The Muslim is truthful. The Muslim is honest. Try to hold on, keep your covenant with others, keep your covenant with Allah, and don't do that. That's all this is saying. Yeah, just stay away from
which is a big thing for kids too, like one sister was saying, because right now, they think it's a game as far as in the Muslim youth. They always saying, wallahi, wallahi. You don't put anything on Allah. Do you know you do not put anything on Allah, especially if it's something wrong? So that I understand what she was saying too, because that's what's going on with the youth now. They always saying, wallahi, they're not taking anything serious. When you're speaking about Allah, you need to take it serious. So I understand.
That's it, exactly. I remember when we were growing up as kids, Mukhtar and my brother Issa and them, that's what the kids would always, wallahi, man, to try to prove that they ain't lying, wallahi. And I remember my mother and my stepfather and Mukhtar's mother and father said, don't y'all stop that. You don't play that wallahi stuff. It ain't about that. You ain't got to sit there and use Allah's name and swear by him like that to something that's petty and stupid as y'all playing football or something. So like you say, you break your kids out of it. But yeah, a lot of the Muslim youth do that. They pick it up from the Arabs and other people. But yeah, that wallahi stuff, we got to break our kids out of it. But it's hard when you hear these adults doing it. Subhanallah. Yeah, but that's it basically. That's all the hadith is basically saying. It's another method, another example of how the Prophet discouraged the companions to swear oaths in vain and to swear oaths unnecessarily. It's not necessary to swear by Allah to everything. If you get the job, alhamdulillah, thank Allah for that, but you don't have to put a condition with it. You don't have to just because it's already written. The Prophet said, if you're going to get the job, it's written whether you put the condition or not. If you don't get the job, that's written down too, whether you put a condition or not. So he was saying you ain't got to put a condition in it. Okay. That's the point of it. Anybody else?
That's it has 2 points to this, and both of them have already been spoken. One about the qadr of Allah, You know, like I can make a supplication asking Allah that I want this, could you give me this? Could you make this not happen? Well, at the end of that supplication, just because I made it, doesn't mean that it's going to come like that. It may be something that's bad for you or that Allah doesn't want you to have. So you still not going to get it, you know, and it's not because it already was written 50,000 years ago that this was not going to happen. So you know, you weren't there, but Allah knew this. Allah, because Allah knows everything that's going to happen before and after. You know, just like I was told that by a lot of Muslims when one of my children died. You know, that called me and said Allah knew that this was going to happen. You didn't know it, but Allah knew. You know, it was very difficult to accept, but I had to accept it. You know, it was the card of Allah that my son was going to die on that day, and he was going to die in that way, and there was nothing I could do about it personally. You know, I tried, but it didn't. You know, it was already written. And then the other part of it that of this test, I'll say, is that, you know, when you do honor is very important, you know, and when you tell someone or say, I promise, or it's my honor to do it for you. I promise I'll do this for you. And you don't do it. It's like you've gone against your honor, because you told this person, you made them really believe that you were sincere about doing this. And all the time you weren't going to do it. That's not a good thing. You know, it's not a good thing to tell someone that you're going to do something and you know you're not going to do it. I promise you I'll do this. And you don't do it.
Okay, thank you for sharing, Sister Sabrine. Alhamdulillah. So as you guys can see, this is, you know, something I want y'all to think about. You know, you don't have to swear an oath, you know, for something to happen. If it's written for you, it's going to happen. If it's written to miss you, it's not going to happen. And that's just it. And that's all basically, you know, just, and if you do keep swearing oath, you got to keep it. Because if you break it, you got to pay the expiation. So just be careful what we swear by Allah to do. Everybody understand? So I want to thank everybody for joining and participating in this session. I want to remind everybody, please spread the word that Friday from 8 to 10, every Friday from 8 to 10 is the call in Ask Sister Layla live show. You'll be able to come in here and ask your questions live and get your Islamic questions live and get answers. You can come into the Zoom room. You can call in the dial-in number and also through YouTube. Please spread that around so the people know to look forward to it so that they can be here on that day, okay? Also, tomorrow is Wednesday, so we have the lecture with Brother Mukhtar on the life of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Make sure you guys are doing your reading in that book. He went to a lot of you. What I'll try to do is post up a thing with the reading. A lot of you are like, well, where is he at in the sealed nectar? He's going to the second part of the mission, I believe now. So just do your reading and make sure you guys are here for that. And I will also, have my classes tomorrow too. So make sure you read up for Kareem Abu Zaid's book. You know, I'll post that up to the pages. And I'll give you a short quiz and we'll have that tomorrow too. So again, please, for those of you on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, click the bell, whatever is there. So that way you can get the notice when we go live. You will also get the notices when I do post a quiz and stuff up. And please spread and share this channel with everybody. You know, try to get as many Muslims as you can in here so they can learn Islam and its truthfulness. with the understanding of the companions. And inshallah, I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Signing out.